escapes them, and he seems like a very intelligent man who is going off literally his experience and his memory.
Big God-shaped hole in your heart, and when that's filled, then you really are satisfied. I think that's where I'm at right now. I'm very young in the faith, even though I grew up in it. So I had to do a lot of study, a lot of Bible study, things like that. But I think people have the wrong concept of Christians. I think Christians sit around all the time. We like to rock and roll.
No, honey. The concept of Christian is what is seen on TV and the churches that have fallen away, especially in this country. That's why they call it the whore of Babylon.
I think you just keep a better watch on your Christian life. When did God say? I stopped drinking. I drank for a long time, 13 years ago I stopped drinking. And I started going back to church. I was throwing up blood every morning. I was really a bad alcoholic. I never was a cruel or mean alcoholic, but I was definitely self-destructive. And when I stopped drinking, I started going back to church with my wife. And there was this pastor in Phoenix that was just hellfire. And there'd be 6,000 people there, and he was talking to me every Sunday. Of course he wasn't, but he was. Just nailing me. Every weekend I was exhausted. I'd come out of there and I'd go, I don't want to go back. Okay, it was like torture, but I always came back. And I finally realized I had to go one side or the other. I had to make a decision one side or the other because I was so convicted. Lord, you convicted me.
He's in memory, his body sings with him. His testimony of becoming a Christian again is his truth. It is his belief. If you like it, leave a like. If you like the content, please subscribe. Thanks for watching. We're doing Daniel Holtzclaw. At the time of the trial and things, he was 29 years old, and he was accused and convicted of being a serial rapist. He was employed by Oklahoma County in the city of Oklahoma State. And apparently most, if not all, his victims, I'm not quite sure on this one, were female black prostitutes and drug addicts. And there is apparently a lot of support for him, and there's no evidence. And this, usually my Friday ones are not Patreon requests. Not many people request crime. So we're going to be looking at him. One, to sit there and see if he has any tales of being a serial rapist. And two, what was his mannerisms during this interrogation that should have took him off the radar or kept him on the radar. So let's get started.
There's
No, that I had back surgery.
Now, we don't see too much of her until she gets in the camera view, but it doesn't look like his eyes are pinpointed on one area of her body. When you have a predator, and he is supposed to be a serial rapist, so he should be predator, female, regardless, should be looking at areas of attack, and we don't see that. We start actually seeing avoidance of eye contact.
A year ago, what was coming?
He's not looking at her. He's looking towards the wall. He's not giving that good eye contact towards her in general.
And I had a back fusion. This fucking chair I'm sitting. I don't know what it does. Well, no, it gives. It's
constantly looking at the chair, using distractions that she's giving him to look anywhere but at her. Not moving his hands too much. He doesn't sit up. Of course, he's stuck in that chair. He's a very big man, so he's not moving in that chair regardless. But he's not adjusting in uncomfortableness. But he's also not relaxing, and that's one of our big tells is he didn't relax. He's just in that position and he doesn't want to.
It's very giving. Let me turn this off because
still has not looked at a predator assault at all. Still has not moved. Now, one, he's a police officer, so he is not going to give tells of submission. Not in a general sense anyways. He is going to sit there and he is going to be still. And his tells of submission is the lack of eye contact, not moving, and just doing his body language that he has trained himself and has been taught by being a police officer. That way your suspects don't automatically see you as their next target.
And not to be yucky, but it's low back where my back fusion is, and I can put my butt right there so my tailbone's not getting extra pressure.
Now, I do not know what her motives is on being TMI, on her back surgery and things of that nature. She is coming across as extremely loud, and I do get the understanding you want to try and loosen up your suspects to get them to start talking to you, get them on a friendly basis. Then that way you'll have a much easier time breaking down their defenses to get the information that you want. So that part I understand. But this would seem that she's trying to elicit sympathy from her suspect and not a friend basis, which is the most important part. You want them to break down to the friend level. And this is her breaking down to, I'm a possible victim level. But he's not giving tells to that. I don't even know if she realizes that, because she seems like she's too animated and she's too loud. Whatever it is, she's not doing a very good job at it.
Pressure on it? I don't know. I can't sit in my way, it'll kill me. Okay.
He's still not looked at her as a target yet to any of the areas that would pique an interest of a serial rapist.
Rocky's coming, but I'm gonna do this while he makes.
Now he did a lean forward sort of adjustment, and as I said, that chair is very stiff. But it was